if this were ordered by most frequently asked questions, I think that would probably, interestingly, one of the most frequently asked.
Yes.
There is first, you got to go to the premises of the road diet, right? What is the design actually that's being voted on? We're having a lane in each direction with a turn lane, which when you go from 4 to 3 lanes and one of them is a turn lane, it actually improves traffic flow. So the first part of the system, it improves traffic flow. The second part of the system, where it meets the roundabouts are not subject to the same, sort of start and stop cadence of traffic lights. And so rotaries also move traffic more efficiently than the traffic lights. That is the case when 91 is flowing freely. That is the case when 91 is backed up. So even when 91 is backed up and folks divert themselves through the center, traffic would flow better than it would today, even if at slower speed. I think that's the key thing. The use of these roads, which are, again, village center roads, as somehow part of the capacity of the highway in some way, which is, I think, what a lot of people are getting at in their questions.
Right.
It's just not, that's a false statement there. Like this, we are not trying to create more, we should not have this as redundant capacity for the highway. This should be slow because it is a pedestrian area. So that is the case, again, whether you have, accidents somewhere else in the system, it will just flow better. So I think we would plan in our pedestrian area around a pretty infrequent thing that happens, which is 91 being, having a major accident in Windsor and being backed up. I mean, that's not what this is about. This is about creating a pedestrian safety, but it would help in those cases, traffic flow better.
Great. I feel like there's kind of two questions embedded in that question. One is kind of what you were getting to, will this reconfiguration be able to accommodate the traffic flow of the Eisenhower interstate system? Which is an obvious no, and it shouldn't, right? I mean, if you design it to that standard, you'd have to cover the entire green in lanes. It just doesn't make any sense. And then the second question is, is the new configuration going to be able to handle traffic better than what's there now? And the answer is, yeah, it will. The increased flow through roundabouts is part of the static design. It's not reliant on signal timing, right? So the signal timing is set for normal traffic conditions, and it can't keep up when there's traffic coming from 91 and suddenly it's got a real spike in traffic. Whereas the roundabouts, it has nothing to do with signals or timing, right? It's there and traffic is moving through them in a smooth flow all the time. So yeah, I do think it's going to be a lot better. And just anecdotally as a resident, I mean, I've been delayed getting somewhere more often by the Shad Derby than I-91 traffic, like backing up into town the way people describe it. So it's not that it never happens. It's just not something that happens like really regularly. And the other 364 days of the year, we could use a better configuration downtown.